But this song is about religious tolerance, I suppose. Because if you want to go to church on Sunday, if you want to praise Jesus, that's cool. I don't care. But just don't judge me by it because I like to lay in bed. And we're all equal. It doesn't matter what religion, race, whatever. So if you're going to judge me because I don't get up on Sundays, you're in for it. And apologies in advance, because I wrote this song after not sleeping for like 3 days and hearing these assholes at work talk. And I was like, well then, we're going to write a song about this. And it's about me kind of bartering with God, or multiple gods, I should say. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's see. Well, I started learning guitar in 8th grade, bass, like sophomore year of high school. I don't know. I've kind of run the gamut with bands. I mean, like in high school, I was in a punk band, more like that new wave kind of punk, I guess, or not new wave. What's the term? Newer punk, not like anything good. I was in a band that was kind of like that college alternative '90s style. God, what else have I done? I don't even know half the shit I've done, honestly. Everything from punk and acoustic stuff to, like heavy metal. I started playing guitar in 8th grade, and I went to a Catholic school, and there weren't really many musicians, more or less musicians, that wanted to play the kind of music I was into. And then, even in high school, like, not saying I was like a fantastic musician, but, when you're a freshman in high school, it's hard to find other musicians that could hold it down. Biggest influences. I mean, personally, I am like a huge fan of Bob Saget. He is a big influence on me. But I often pray to Bob Saget, when something bad's happening. Like if I think I'm getting pulled over, like I cover all the bases, like Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Satan, Bob Saget. And you got the protection of like the 5. But I guess music influence. I've been listening to a lot of like this drone metal. I guess Black Sabbath would win it though for like all-time influence. But I don't know. My dad raised me on Black Sabbath. I was 2 days old before I heard Black Sabbath for the first time because my dad's morning routine was he would get up and listen to Black Sabbath when he was like making coffee and getting ready for his day. So when I was born, I became part of the tradition, and he got up for work. I was awake, and he put me in the crib and listened to Black Sabbath. So I think from like day 2, I was stuck with this. I think I've only been kicked out of one band, but I mean, there was a lot of mutual agreements. Like, I want to leave, and the band's totally for it because they know I'm not into it. That's kind of what happened with the Lies last year. When I joined that band, to me, it was a side project because around the same time, I had just started to take Dejagravy seriously. Dejagravy started in 2009 as just an EP I put out for my own sanity, and then 2013, it must have been 2013 was our first show doing like this Doom act, and I decided to take it seriously. And around the same time is when the Lies formed. So to me, it was always this side project. Not to diss those guys, but like it wasn't, my main thing was Dejagravy.
How many bands have you been in to date, approximately?
I'm going to count on my hand. Feel free to play the Jeopardy music right now. On estimate, I'm going to say between 10 to 15. I've done a lot of guest spots on a lot of records. Most recent was this guy, Will Wood, of Will Wood and the Tapeworms, and he's supposedly making a name for himself on YouTube, which I believe because his music videos are trippy as so if anyone's into that, feel free to go check out Will Wood and the Tapeworm. Well, the only thing Bedtime Stories and Dejagravy have in common is the fact that I write all the music. The Dejagravy music is my thoughts and feelings. It's nice to get those out there without using words. I mean, as fun as Johnny-Cab is to scream my lung out, be angry, it's cool to also thrash out on bass and not have to say a damn thing. Johnny-Cab is totally anger and constipation. Totally. Because I'm getting tired of life shit, but I can't push it out, man. I don't know. I mean, the whole first Johnny-Cab EP is, a lot of it's about a bad part of my life where I was a wreck. It's a lot of dark matter, dare I say, but I was very angry at that point in my life too. Except for two of the songs. The name of the band, let me cover that, and then the song will make sense. Johnny-Cab Suicide comes from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Total Recall. In the movie, they have this thing called a Johnny Cab, and it's a cab like in New York City, but it's a robot driver. And at the one part, it commits suicide. It drives into a wall and it explodes because it says something Arnold Schwarzenegger along the lines of trying to get the money, and he says "sue me, dickhead," and it flies and hits the wall and explodes. That's Johnny-Cab Suicide. So we have a song on the album called "Sue Me, Dickhead," which is the name of the EP, and every line from the song is a quote from the movie. So no original words in that entire song. It's all just lines from Total Recall. But then also we have Harbor Master Frank Silva, which is an entire song of Jaws lines. Joining a band with Ricky is very natural. He's the exception to the rule because we always have a good time, and I think that's what the main deal is with this band. Because I mean, we started playing together in high school, and some of these bands never even saw the light of day. But we were in 3 or 4 bands in high school. And after high school, we were in a jam band called Dude, and that's when we really started to lock in with each other. Dude disbanded. A couple years later, I was in a folk punk band. It was just ukulele and bass, and Ricky joined in on drums as the first official drummer, because before him, every show we had a different drummer. Just every week we would train someone else to learn the songs. It's awesome playing with Ricky. It's really an honor. And I mean, he's such a great friend too. We really consider him family at my house. I don't know, he's good people, man. It's hard to find people like that. And I mean, I can honestly count on my hand how many people from high school I still actually keep in touch with. And Ricky's definitely one of those people. So, I mean, there's a lot of people on Facebook, obviously, but I can count on my hand the ones that actually text me and give a shit. Dejagravy it's me. I guess it's the only way I can describe it without sounding selfish. But I've been playing in bands since I was 16, and I don't know. I've written music with bands per se, but Dejagravy was the first time I ever really put out just music that I wrote, alone. And advice for people who want to start bands. Best advice for, if you want to start a band, no matter what your age, it doesn't matter if you're 13 or 30 or 75, practice. Practice often, practice a lot, make it count, try new things. Don't just, if you taught yourself the blues, if you're learning the blues, then, I don't know, try heavy metal, swing, get it all in there, get some flavor going. Jam with as many musicians as you can. Party responsibly. That's what I should really say. If you're gonna party and stuff, do it responsibly, man. Pace yourself. I don't know. That's one issue we've had here in New Jersey with musicians is people who get too into the rock and roll lifestyle, and then they kind of lose themselves. And that's definitely, if you're serious about making a band and you want to do the rock and roll thing, be careful, man. For the love of God. Don't join the list like Scott Weiland and everyone else. Not comparing myself to Scott Weiland, but I don't know. It's in every music scene, whether it's bands playing in someone's basement to rock arenas. It's a real thing, So, and then also another serious note: go listen to some classical music.
Ben, it was an honor to interview you. Thank you so much. And one last chance, if there's anything you want to talk about.
Feel free to listen to Dejagravy. Feel free to listen to Johnny-Cab Suicide. You can listen to Bedtime Stories, I guess. Never say never to always, and feel the burn.